welcome to the stream. Today we are checking out the classic Roland JV-1080. Now this is a true MIDI-to-MONEY converter. I just stole that bad gear guy's joke. But this thing is on so many hit songs and it's all over video games, it's all over television, it's everywhere. And I just picked this up maybe a month ago. And I haven't really had enough time to play with it properly, but from what I've played, I really like this synth. What I think they need to do is bring back the demo songs. None of my new synthesizers have demo songs. These are so good. They show you what the synth is capable of. These are amazingly 90s. So there are 3 demo songs and we just went through all of them. So we'll move on to presets, if I can figure this thing out. Exit, preset, perform, patch. Okay. Basically the user interface is okay for browsing presets. You have dedicated buttons for basically your, I'm not sure what perform is, rhythm is, like drums and stuff like that, and patch is your basic presets. You have a button for user presets and then the factory presets and for your expansions. So it's pretty easy to get around this synthesizer. We'll start with 64 voice piano, bring up the level a little bit. These pianos sound okay. I'm not a pianist, as you can tell. I can barely play a minor scale on the keyboard. Dynamic. And 64 voices was very good back in the 90s, and it's still pretty good these days because we have synthesizers that are like 8 voices, digital and 8 voices. Okay, Mark Elvin. Oh, the perform is like the when you have multi-timbral functions, yeah. I haven't gotten that far with the synth yet, but I really need to dive deeper. There's bright piano, there are a lot of pianos here. Mine's a little bit louder. Nice piano. Piano thang. Oh, this sounds nice. This sort of little bit bit wider. Probably some effects on here. You basically go to the effects on off here and turn off the different effects sections on here. Some of the buttons on this one are very stiff. You can turn off reverb. Pretty subtle reverb on this preset. We got one in the 90s. Yeah, I was just a child in the 90s. I was this particular unit was made in 95, so I would have been 8 years old. So I did not have one of these, but I probably heard a lot of the sounds in this because I played a lot of video games. So definitely when we got the PlayStation, that's where you get a lot of the sounds from the JV-1080. And I think in Nintendo games as well. They're just resampled. Okay, this sounds like a power ballad thing. House piano. Very compressed. Oh. This one is doing something interesting with the velocity. I think there's a lot of interesting velocity sensitive programming here. And I think we'll get to one of the expansions I have for this, which has an incredible velocity switching velocity switching patch. MIDI grant. We will move through the pianos a little bit faster. West Coast. Aftertouch brings in sort of a bad sound. So my keyboard is sending polyphonic aftertouch, but I'm a little bit confused on how to get this to actually... I think some of the presets do respond to poly aftertouch, but I'm not sure how to... Probably can't make it global. You have to go into the settings for each preset, probably. And this one brings in pianos on the aftertouch. Beautiful patch. There's bass, piano, and brass. I'm not getting the brass here. But the bass is on this. I was actually very surprised because first time I played this, I was plugged into my monitor setup here that has a big subwoofer, and this thing was actually shaking the house. So we're into electric pianos now. These sounds make me wish I could actually play the keyboards. Some Rhodes sounds here. This is a nylon string guitar with an electric piano. Nylon string with the Rhodes. Rhodes mix. Sounds beautiful. Psycho Rhodes. Great effects on this. Tremolo. Sounds almost Twin Peaks. MK80 Rhodes. MK80 Phaser. This has a lot of effects. And some of them are really good actually. I was surprised by the reverb because I think the reverb is actually better than a lot of modern synths. The reverbs are more of an art than just DSP thing. A lot of absolutely beautiful sounding pads. Several clavs here. Oh, that is insane. Actually put a limiter on my output because I know this synth can go very loud depending on the presets. There's some velocity sensitive wah-wah type thing. So many clavs. Great sounding organs. Vibrato on the aftertouch here. Mellow bars, probably a Hammond thing. I'm not a huge fan of Hammond sounds. But the Proteus 2000 I have here came with the B3 expansion, which I think sounds very good. I never know what to do with Hammonds. There's a lot of these bread and butter type sounds. That's a lot of distortion there. Sounds great. Filter on the aftertouch. It's a lot of distortion again. That is a lot of distortion. Could play doom metal on this. D50 organ, cathedral. Absolutely epic. I love this sound. Epic. Evil. Even though it's like a church organ, it's very evil sounding. I actually read the Sound on Sound review on this before I bought this one, and just out of interest on what they were saying about this back then, and I think they actually were very excited about the cathedral organ sound. Church pipes, very nice again. Beautiful mellow. Okay, on to the synthesizers. I think this will end up like my Proteus live stream, where I will probably not have the time to go through everything I want to, because I get stuck on these amazing presets. Four-Eyed Sun, hey, welcome to the stream. The tower sound, oh definitely. The clinical sound of the emu. I guess it is a little bit clinical. That's the sound of my youth, basically. Used in so many video games in the turn of the millennium. The JV is definitely a classic. And I was actually surprised, after owning the Korgs and playing them for a while, at how dynamic the sounds are in these older synthesizers. Feels like they used to program these with a lot of velocity, basically volume and velocity switching. So basically, I think these days you have less dynamics in synthesizers. You can have just as much dynamics as these, but they are programmed in a different way. And I'm not a good keyboard player, so I have a little bit of trouble with the very sensitive presets. Hey Crazy Wabbit. Good day, good people. Well, good day to you. So nice to see you again. That is a farty sound. Sounds pretty good. Dual profs, probably dual prophets, maybe. Sawmass, very nice. Poly split. not a fan. Play brass. Again, very dynamic. Very dynamic, actually. And this brings in more of the sound on aftertouch. The ideology, the 2080 workstation. Oh, I had the keys. Yeah, this is just a module, yeah. I love modules, because you can just have your one master keyboard controlling everything, and you can just stack them ceiling high. So we want all the synths in the least amount of space. Poly Rock sounds good. D50 stack. I think a lot of these sounds are basically these sort of classic sounds that a lot of modern synth patches are based on as well. I know there's some kind of a stack sound on the multi-poly as well, and it sounds similar to this one. It sounds very good. Fantasia JV. I believe Fantasia is one of the legendary presets in the Roland D50. If I'm not mistaken. A bit of kind of swell thing on the aftertouch. Crazy Wabbit keyboard skills better than yours. Oh. I hope that's a compliment. I'm sort of or actually I wonder how bad you are on the keys. I can basically noodle a little bit in C minor. That's fine. That's all I know how to do. But it gets me by. Enjoying the sounds, and then I make use of technology to actually make music. Hey, Vulture Culture! Welcome to the stream. I would actually like to catch one of your streams sometime, but you stream in the middle of the night where I am. So I was watching your last stream in the morning when I was working. Mallet pad. I need to pick up the bass because it's been 30 minutes and I'm in bank A. Bellbox 1080. I love these 90s pads. Just amazing. A little bit of... Oh, there's nothing on the aftertouch. Sounds beautiful. Fantasy box. Is the volume okay? There's so much variation in the presets. How crazy web you play like this? Yeah, Vulture Culture, I should probably just stay up late and grab a drink. watch your stream, maybe during my summer holiday. Price is very reasonable on Reverb. Yeah, I got this one for 250 euro for the synth itself, and it had a few expansions which brought up the price a little bit. There's sort of, I love these bell type sounds here. Music box. Oh wow. Toy box. Oh, nice. Wave bells. So many of these sounds are kind of familiar, like you've heard them before. So many bells. Back to keys. Popular. I still haven't found like a tubular bell, a church bell sound that I really love, because I want this sort of epic, huge church bell. The best I've gotten is with my Eurorack with the mutable instrument plots. I use that for a physically modeled church bell, but that's a little bit thin sounding, but the tone is better than other church bells. I like evil sounds, I like dark sounds. And a friend of mine checked out my music on my channel, and he said that he likes it, but it's very dark. And I don't actually consider it to be that dark. Now that I think about it, I think my music is pretty dark actually. That's just how I am. Lil ill. I like evil sounds. Yeah, I like evil sounds. So I want it to sound dark. I want it to be a little bit scary. And then we have this. Steel drums. We're probably close to the classic. Oh, there's a lot of ethnic string instruments. I love these. It has a bend on the aftertouch. Should be polyphonic. Nylon, guitar and strings. Steal Away, this classic. with a harmonic on the high velocity notes. This is one of the better guitar sounds I have actually heard from a synthesizer. It shouldn't sound too real. It should sound real, but it should kind of sound uncanny. I used to play the guitar quite a lot. I think guitarists usually hate all these synthesizer guitars. I think these sound beautiful. There's again bend on the aftertouch. Actually hear that this a little bit quiet. Then the next preset will blow your head off. There's a huge bend. You would never bend a 12 string like that. Very nice jazz guitar. I like how you can go very low on the guitars and they sound good. Get right into Twin Peaks territory here. Bit of tremolo and a jazz guitar with strings in the aftertouch. I think I go back to the jazz guitar. Actually, it sounds really good. There's vibrato on the aftertouch here. We'll see how badly I can screw up in the menu here. I want to add tremolo. Parameter, effects, okay. We're in the right menu here. I think anyone complaining about modern user interfaces probably should live with one of these for a while. We have a rotary on here. If we have tremolo, overdrive, we have to find out how to actually route this sound through the effects here. I mean, I made a version of the Steal Away patch myself that I think sounds better than the original. And I managed to edit it and save the patch, but now I have no idea what I'm doing here. That was a few weeks ago. Tremolo chorus, go with that one. There's a lot of parameters for the effects here. Balance. Patch effects out. Okay. That assigns the output. Reverb. Nothing's happening here. Those are the master effects here. Actually a very nice reverb in this one. We'll crank the time. This reverb is nicer than the one in the Hydra Synth, for example. And I'm a little bit of a reverb snob. Mercury X and a UA Golden here. And I just sold a Mercury 7. Very nice reverb actually. But I wish it was longer. But where's the tremolo thing? I get sidetracked. Okay, I have tremolo chorus type here chosen. I need to output effects. Okay, now. I think we have the tremolo here. I want the chorus. I don't want any chorus. How do I do this? Tremolo. Chorus depth. Where's my tremolo depth? There's tremolo rate. But I want a super deep tremolo. Okay, I guess it's not happening. Oh, we'll go back to the preset browsing before you all run away. This letter from Pat. I wonder if it's like the Pat Metheny, maybe not. Jazz guitar with a scat. I love all these old school Rumpler vocals. Sound so bad they're beautiful. What don't you like about the reverb in the Hydra? Actually, the algorithm is not that good. It's sort of the how do you call that? I don't know the technical terms, but it's sort of you get this. The high end keeps bouncing around. It's not smooth. It's like something. Maybe they didn't have enough CPU for the reverb, but it's kind of usually for an algorithm like I think the one in the Hydra Synth is sort of that classic that the lexicon and all these are based on, the basics. But you use modulation to smooth out the reverb tail. But it's not very smooth. It's sort of either you cut so much highs that it just becomes very dark and then it's smoother, but then you lose all the high end. But when you use something like the reverb in this one, it's fairly bright, but it's smooth in the top end. And it's especially noticeable when you use very long reverb tails. So I usually have way too much reverb and it's very long. Oh wow, that is a snappy strat sound. Again, aftertouch bend, muted guitars. I have to have like a stream for each bank. Switch on mute. Doesn't really sound like a... I mean, it does sound like a guitar, but not like a real guitar. This is so snappy. Sounds amazing. Now these I think are distorted. Definitely. So turn down the volume. Go lower, lower. And there's like a sci-fi ambience. I just love pitching down these rumplers because you get some very surprising sounds. Very good distortion. Actually, surprisingly good distortion. I'm not hearing much aliasing. Basically, I'm very surprised because this should not be very powerful. This is a 66 MHz RISC processor from 1994. But basically, anything modern should have way more power than this. But they really worked on the sonics here. This has to be oversampled. Unless this is actually built into the sample. That's actually probable. Fripp fuzz, this has to be like the guy from King Crimson. What is it, Robert Fripp? That is absolutely crazy. Let's pitch it down. Crazy sound. I should have my Euro rack with the Strymon Magneto going, and you could do like a sound and sound thing with that. Crazy sounds, Black Widow. Basses are really good. I feel like there's a lot of low end and a lot of body to these sounds. As I said before, I had this plugged into my monitors with a subwoofer when I first got this, and basically shaking the house. Yeah, Vulture Culture, but I love those 80s, 90s guitar sounds and bass sounds. Getting very low volume again. They didn't really spend much time leveling these. Wet fretless. And again, a preset that is so dynamic that I can't play it. Yes, this is 90s. Slap bass too. I think this synthesizer slap basses need to make a comeback. 4-pole bass. probably a Moog thing here for a very wide bass. Beautiful. Some noise mixed in. Moist bass. That's a nice filter envelope. Oh, Jerry Seinfeld entered the chat. Yeah. I wouldn't play the Seinfeld theme even if I could, because I would get taken down immediately. Untamed bass. Honestly, I think the Romplers are a lot better at these sort of analog style sounds than they get credit for. Maybe I'm just not cultured enough. And this is great. Auto TB303. Sure about that one. Hi-hat. Okay, thank you. Velocity techno. Again, super dynamic. Goes from really dark to super bright. Weird stuff. Blade Racer. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's definitely not Blade Runner. Sample and hold pad. Getting into the pads here. Unless moist bass is a real musical term. I doubt that. Probably just a 90s joke. Velocity Techno 2. Electric Boogaloo. Resoid. Crazy resonance. Again, pitch bend on the aftertouch, which is a very what do you call that? Very interesting move. Hammer bell. Yeah. Sequence mallet, maybe. Try with a bit of arpeggiator. Okay, interesting. We are in Bank B, and it's almost been an hour. Again, we are very low volume. Pick up the pace. fantastic. Hits, yes. We have 4 different hits. That sounds familiar. What is that? Can you program an external device to do a program change for the next batch? You're thinking like a increment decrement thing. I'm not sure. I hope you can, because I'm not too confident in the buttons here. So we really need to bring back the 90s. And a phase hit. Hit with a phaser, yeah. It's very useful. Techno hit. Beautiful. Techno hit 2. You know, you don't get this many hits in synthesizers these days. I have no idea why. They should be like the wow. You can make an entire song with this. Just hits, reverse hit, because of course you have a reverse hit. It holds, and you release on note off, you get the attack there. So you can hold this for like all day. Beautiful. Square lead, back to something synthesizer. So many synthesizer things. Moog lead, Moog interval, pulse lead. So many good basic sounds. And then you get all the hits and everything. Air lead. That is MIDI-to-MONEY. Beautiful. Bagpipes. Sorry, panpipes. What's the difference? Air lead, panpipes. There's like a little bit of noise on the air lead. It's the same preset. Okay, Crazy Rabbit. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Very honored to have you again. Dilip Funbar, guessing for this. Definitely, I was actually guessing for the Proteus badly. They had one for sale, or this guy had one for sale, and I had so much trouble getting hold of him that I thought I would not be able to get this. And then I saw the Roland for sale, and I thought that I need one 90s synth. So, long story short, I now have both. Now we're on to Pedro Diaz. A lot of jingles with just this module in the 90s. I've seen you around somewhere. I know who you are, or I have some idea. I'm very honored to have you here. So you're one of those MIDI-to-MONEY people. Mitzvah split, okay. I'm a white Finnish guy, I probably shouldn't be playing these. chamber woods. Beautiful. Film orchestra, soprano sax, alto sax. Everything is gold here. Beautiful. I really need to pick up the bass because dark walks. I want to get into some bats. Bats are the reason I got this. They're very low in volume. Angels sing. Beautiful longing. Actually turn on the scale function on the keyboard because I only know 3 chords. We'll go for the chord set here. Get something more interesting going here. Absolutely beautiful bats. It's so good. But I think if you can find one of these for a decent price, probably should go for it because this just sounds so good. Beltry box, beautiful. Bit of aftertouch action there. Vox banner. Spaced box, beautiful. Glass voices, wow. Go a little bit lower. Stack the chords here. Popular box now. Super 90s. Maybe not. Yeah, let's move on. Reminds me of is the Ace of Base or blues. Beautiful. Vocal ooze. Very nice. Lefo box. Bit much. Stereo strings. We're on to the strings. Marcato. But this has like a velocity. I'll turn up the this brings in percussion when you play hard. But only on the low notes. I think a lot of thought went into these. Film octaves, back to the scale mode here. Glass voices, yeah, it's from the D50, yeah. I wish I could try one. There was a D550, I think. Is that the rack version of the D50? There was one for sale just recently. I'm not sure if it's sold already, I mean locally. And I was thinking hard about that, but I need to build a bigger desk first. I think this must be the... I'm not gonna attempt to play the song here, but you know what I mean. Real pizzicato. Harp on it. Yeah, the rack mount. There was one for sale. It was like maybe 500 or 600. I had the screen was changed. I had this like a black screen. Beautiful harp. Yeah, I'm thinking like I probably shouldn't buy any more synthesizers for a while. JV-8. Beautiful. Wow. JV-8 string 2. String 3. Juno strings. So many strings. We are in bank C right now. Beautiful. Orbit pad. Deep strings. Like a phaser. Very pretty. Falsify. Okay, there's like a brings in this brighter sound on the aftertouch. Pulse pad. I wonder if there's a vocal sample actually layered here because it sounds very vocal. Greek power. Now this has to be some kind of Vangelis thing. I still haven't found a good Vangelis preset. The best one I've played is the one I made on the multi-poly. And that was just based on the brass 1 and brass 2 in the CS80. And I used the Arturia CS80V for reference. And when you run that preset on the multi-poly through the golden reverberator on the lexicon mode, it sounds very Blade Runner. Yeah, I think all these presets that try to sound like Vangelis, they are always so overdone. It's like everything is wobbling everywhere and you have so much swelling going on. But Vangelis was actually, I think he was using very simple sounds. Nothing too fancy. He just knew how to play very atmospherically. This square pad, JV-8 hollow. Wanting airborne. Let's try the turn on the scale mode. That is pretty bad. Push pad. Jet pad. Jet pad 2. Bass pad. Of course. aftertouch action, bass strings, and the whine. Play a little bit lower, sounds really good. Sounds very 90s, beautiful. Turn up the volume a little bit and go an octave lower still. And there's your ambience. Beautiful. Glassy pad. Moving glass. And there are so many good presets here. If you like this sort of thing. I think the 90s is due for a comeback. So I'm basically banking on this one being my retirement fund. When these go for these CS80 prices in 10 years. Dawn to dusk. I like this one as well. Albion. Running pad, stepped pad. Random soundtrack. Vanishing, wow. Sounds good. Pitch it down even more. My headphones are rumbling right now. Crazy. Absolutely love it. Have to remember Vanishing. Okay. I think I'll have to wrap up soon, but I want to show you guys the very cool expansion ROM I got for this. This is a little bit different. Right now I wish I could actually play the keys, because this is a very cool dynamic scat velocity switching pad here. Just this. Sounds are beautiful, and then when you play harder, beautiful. This is the vocal ROM that was done by the guy from Spectrasonics. And as well as these jazz things, we have very good choirs here. Where is my choir? Real choir. Turn on the scale. Beautiful. But I think I will have to have a couple of more streams with this Roland, because I have so many things here. I still have the world expansion and the Asia expansion. And they have some absolutely beautiful sounds in them. It's a regal choir, rich choir. Absolutely stunning choir sounds here. But I think we'll have to end here. Thank you very much for joining me. I had a lot of fun just browsing the presets in the JV-1080. And it was nice to see some familiar faces here. Obviously the JV-1080 is still a very interesting piece of gear. And this actually surprised me by how good this sounds. Because basically this is, this is 30 years old. This particular unit was 30 years old, like in May. It was, according to the serial number, if you can trust the serial number calculators, this was made in May 95. So back when I was 8 years old. And now this thing is 30 years old and it's still running. It still sounds absolutely beautiful. And I'm very happy with this synth. But my next goal is to learn to program this thing. So maybe someday I will do a stream where I will actually try and program a preset from scratch on this. Still have this like the user presets. There's this one thing I actually did a little programming on. It was the wonder if I can find the where the heck is this preset? Steal Away, beautiful acoustic guitar steel string patch here that I did a bit of programming on. If I can't find it, this encoder sometimes jumps around a little bit. If I can't find it soon, I will just show it next time. We should be more appreciative of all the quality of life features in synthesizers these days, because right now I'm having trouble finding one preset here. I was so proud of that. Okay. Maybe it's section. Jazz guitar. Okay, there's the pure GT bat. We'll close with this one. I cannot find the guitar thing I'm looking for. But this pure Tibet, I don't know if this one actually has been modified over the years, because this is in user slot 16. Sounds beautiful. But I'll definitely do another stream with the JV-1080. Check out the expansions. And maybe find that guitar patch I was talking about. Sounds absolutely beautiful. But thank you very much for joining me, and it was very nice having all of you here, and this is obviously a very interesting piece of gear still, so maybe I'll just milk this thing for a while. Thank you. I'll see you around.